path of hope, an opportunity that will continue to inspire generations to come. You know, I'll tell you, Katie sent me some testimonies that I'd like to share with you of a student, a couple of students. This is from Elisa Garcia. And this is what she wrote. She wrote to the Apple Scholarship Committee, and she says, I can never thank you enough for what you have done for me. Receiving this scholarship wasn't just money for my college tuition. This money reassured me of who I am and where I wish to go. I will always remember that moment filled with anxiety, pride, honor, disbelief, and love as I heard my name on the speakers as I walked up the stairs to receive my award. It is because of this committee that I will have a great opportunity to pursue my dreams. The committee gave me faith that a young immigrant girl can defeat the odds and succeed. Because of this committee, the small girl who would play on the dirt roads of Mexico can have the opportunities to chase her dreams. This scholarship reaffirmed my belief that you can do anything, and if you work hard enough and set your mind to it, thank you for believing in me. Respectfully, Elisa Garcia. I'll tell you, isn't that amazing to hear the words from a student and the impact that Apple has made in the lives of students? I know for Katie, who has served on the board, this brings her joy, and to Mike Williams, who are here tonight. So I want to share those words from a student so you can just feel what the impact is. And so we have a couple of board members here. Unfortunately, Patty Frost, former principal in our district and who served, could not make it this evening. But Patty, we love you. You served our district for so many years. If you didn't get to know Patty like we did, she was the principal at Crestmore, did an incredible job. So Patty, wherever you're at, I hope you feel better, and we just love you and thank you for your years of service to our district and for the Apple Foundation. But we do have here a couple of folks for the board that I want to recognize. We've already heard a little bit about Mike Williams. Mike, do you mind coming up here, and Katie? We'd like to give you some certificates of appreciation, and we'll hand you over. So let's give a big round of applause. And, you know, Mike, who served on the Apple board for so many years, not only Mike is our financial advisor, and through his, not only his brilliance, I would say his experience, has helped our district achieve so many of the financial gains, Measure G, Measure BB. Yesterday, we had such a successful bond sale thanks to Mike's leadership and looking out for this district. And I remember when I met Mike years ago, when I was a principal at McKinley, he told me his house was right next door to McKinley. And I said, wow, I said, Mike, you know, that's awesome. So he is invested in our district. He cares about the community. And he's always looking out for us. So thank you, Mike, for your service, your generosity to the districts. And I know you're going to continue to serve us here in our district. So I'll hand these out to you after. And so the second certificate we want to give out to is our Director of Communication, Ms. Katie Orloff. Can we give Katie a big round of applause? You know, Katie has served our district for a while, I think 19, 20 years now, so she loves this district. You know, the golf tournaments that she would love to put on, which take a lot of work, but which stressed her out, but it was just so fun to see the golf tournaments. And, you know, she asked me one year to MC it. I thought, oh, really, Katie? Why me? But she said, you can do it, Frank. She actually provided me the confidence to do something, because that's really hard when you're the MC of a golf tournament. I think I did okay, right? Yeah, so, like, you know, Katie continues to serve our district as our Director of Communications, continue to serve in so many different ways, and we just appreciate you, Katie, for the Apple Foundation and everything you've done for our kids and our students here in our district. So, we have, like I said, 2 certificates, and let me just read what it says here. It says, this is certificate of appreciation presented to Mike Williams and Katie Orloff in appreciation of your many years of service and dedication as a member of the Apple Foundation Board and your commitment to providing scholarship to students as they continue their education. presented November 6, 2025, right? 24 years ago, the foundation, Apple Foundation, was founded. So how fitting it is today that we honor the both of you and Patty and so many others that served. So with that, if you'd like to say a couple of words, we would appreciate it. Katie?
Thank you, everyone. It has always been such a tremendous honor and joy to me to be a part of this community and to get to serve our families. I have no words for it. So, yeah, thank you for recognizing me tonight. And I also, since Patty's not here, she texted me. One of the things she said was that for her, the best part of being part of the Apple Foundation was interviewing the applicants, learning about their lives and college plans, and being able to present their scholarships at senior awards nights. And that is for sure the truth. Being able to make those connections is something that will stay with me for always. And I also just want to say that I couldn't be more pleased with the fact that there's an outstanding group of community leaders who are now writing the next chapter of how we together are helping our future leaders build their tomorrows. So thank you to the Future Leaders Foundation too.
Good evening, board members, and thank you for those kind words, Frank, and all the folks here. I think had one of the easiest jobs because I was the treasurer. So, and just to give you just a short background, there was some money left over from the first GEO bond election in 2001. So those monies were the seed monies, and I forgot how much it was, $5,000 or $6,000. So that was the seed money that we had to make the scholarships, to provide the scholarships in 2002, and from there. But so basically, my job was to take in the money, invest it till we, provided the scholarships and so forth. But other board members, and in the end, it was basically Katie and Patty, solicited the applications, read them, and then decided who was going to get the money. And then really I thought I had the fun job because Katie would send me, the information about where they were going to school and how much to write the checks for. So my job was to make sure it got to the right area at that college so that they could use the money to pay their tuition and books and so forth. So it's been a real honor for me. And as Katie said, we're very happy that Future Leaders was formed and that we were able to, give you some seed money. And I know you have other ideas on how to raise money. And I'm just really glad that, I think we made a difference for kids that may not have gone to school. And that's what I only want to, work on things that make a difference in life. So I appreciate your recognition and thank you.
Thank you, Mike. You want to give this to Patty? Again, thank you, Mike and Katie, and of course, Patty. Your legacy lives on through the Tomorrow's Leaders Foundation. We will carry that torch on to continue to serve our community and make a difference in the kids' lives. So you're going to help us raise some more money for them, and so we appreciate you. So thank you very much. That's the presentation.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miranda, and of course, Mike and Katie. Thank you. Yeah. We know where to find you, Katie. We know where to find you. Thank you for that, Dr. Miranda. And again, we're really grateful. And it's wonderful to hear the stories of the students who share how something that may seem small at the moment made such a big impact in their lives. So that's fantastic. All right, that takes us to public comment for this evening's meeting. At this time, I do not have any public speaker slips. Ms. Medina, do you have any slips? All right, does anyone wish to speak? Okay, going once, going twice. All right, we'll go ahead and close public comment and move on to our administrative presentations. Item 5.1 is our 2023-24 Measure G Citizens Bond Oversight Committee Annual Report. Go ahead and turn it over to our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Fromm, to kick off this presentation.
Yes, good evening. Before I introduce our CBOC meeting, I just have to say, Colton's a great place to be. Is it not? Tonight, the celebrations of student success, and it's just not tonight, it's every board meeting. We celebrate the success of our students here. So let's all give a round of applause for Colton Joint Unified School District. So before I introduce our chair of our CBOC, Mr. Gary Brosig, you're probably thinking, what is a CBOC and that? It's a very important role. They watch over our bond dollars to make sure we're doing when we went out to the community to say what we're going to do for our facilities. They don't get paid, but they have a very important job to do. They make sure we spend our bond dollars like we said we were going to do when we went to the community for a vote in that. So if you're a CBOC member, stand up, please. Come on, come on, come on, we know who you are. There's not a lot of people left, so stand up. And that. 4 times a year, this group gets together. Now we meet in the back room there, and we go over what we're doing, what we've spent to make sure we're doing it right. We couldn't do it without Mr. Owen Chang back there. Where is he hiding back there? And that too as well. This man is up at 2:30 in the morning sending emails as of last couple nights. He's giving it all so our facilities are as best as they can be, the best conditions for our students and that. So I want to invite Mr. Gary Grosick on up here to give an update on a report for our 23-24 and our new bond measure 2 as well. Thank you, Gary, for what you do.
Thank you. Greg stole a little of my thunder at a time. I want to introduce, as part of my presentation, I'm going to get around to introducing our members, because they play a very important role and we have a lot of talent. But first of all, I'd like to say good evening, Board of Education and Superintendent Miranda. My name is Gary Grosich. I am the chair of the Measure BB and G Oversight Committee. As mentioned by Greg, we have several members here in the audience tonight. I'd like to introduce them personally because they've done a great job. 2 of our longtime members are Richard Banaszak, who's right back here, and Gina Neri. We also, in the last couple of years, we got some additional talent in Colton City Treasurer Mike Razzo, who Board Member Flores introduced earlier. And we have somebody who's come back from us from the past, Jimmy Villegas, who served on this committee before, and he's come back to work with us again. So we have a wealth of talent on this committee. So I just wanted to make sure they were recognized. Me personally, I'm a 47-year resident of Bloomington. I'm a Colton High School graduate, and both my children graduated from Bloomington High School. This evening, our committee is pleased to report on the review of the Measure G expenditures and the results of the independent financial performance audit for the reporting period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. The audit report found no instances of noncompliance and found that all generally accepted accounting principles were complied with. Most importantly, as reported by Christy White and Associates, is that the bond revenue was spent only as specified in the voter's ballot and board resolution of Measure G. The annual report presents not only the outcome of the independent financial and performance audit, but also the activities of the committee over the reporting period. According to the committee's bylaws, the committee shall present to the board an annual written report which shall include the following. A statement indicating whether the district is in compliance with the requirements of Article 13A, Section 1B3 of the California Constitution. B, a summary of the committee's proceedings and activities for the preceding year. And C, that no funds were used for any teacher or administrative salaries or other operating expenses prohibited by Article 13A, Section 1B3A of the California Constitution. The Colton Joint Unified School District Independent Citizens Bond Oversight Committee submits this annual report to the Board of Education in conformance with the standards of the Strict Accountability in Local School Construction Bond Act of 2000, also known as Proposition 39. The committee has worked hard to ensure the Measure G funds, taxpayers' money, is used only for those projects identified as part of the Measure G bond language and to communicate how effectively this is carried out to the public. During the fiscal year of each reporting period, no funds were used for any teacher or administrative salaries or other operating expenses prohibited by Article 13A of the California Constitution. Funds were used only for the permitted purposes of construction, rehabilitation, and replacement of school facilities for projects listed in the school board bond resolution. Bond revenue was spent only as specified in the voter's ballot and board resolution of Measure G. Before closing, on behalf of our committee, I'd like to thank our district staff that facilitates our meetings and addresses our questions and concerns, including Owen Chang, Greg Fromm, Casey Kubota, Katie Orloff, and Joanne Medina. They all do an outstanding job, and I wanted to make sure the board was aware of that. This concludes our presentation to the Board of Education. I'm available for any questions or comments that the board may have at this time. Thank you.
Presentation, Mr. Grosich, are questions or comments for Mr. Grosich or the Bond Oversight Committee members? No? I'll just ask Gary, because, and I appreciate you've always been very communicative with us, sort of just share a little bit of your experience, what you've seen in terms of the investment. I know that you're not just sitting in a classroom or in a meeting room. You guys actually go out on site. You visited sites. Can you talk a little about some of the sites that you visited, some of the things that you've seen, and perhaps some of the things that you are looking forward to in the coming years with Measure BB? So. Just need to go ahead and give a tap on the mic. Sometimes it goes out. There you go. Okay.
So this year we had the opportunity to take a little field trip to the Culinary Arts Building at Colton High School. In the past, way back when I was first on the committee, we visited the stadium when it was built. We've been to the NPR buildings. We've gone to Bloomington for field trips. So that's an interesting and exciting part of what we do. We get out in the field. But, you know, our group is great. They ask a lot of pertinent questions. It's not a social event. We get down to business. We have a tremendous rapport with the staff. That's why I wanted to mention them, because they do a great job of addressing the questions that come up, and there are very, very good questions. We have a very professional group of people that are very serious about their job and their role.
And I appreciate that, and I think it's important for the public to know this isn't just a rubber stamp. You're not just there as window dressing. Yes, we have a legal obligation to have this committee, but we want a committee that's going to ask tough questions, hold us accountable, ask why are we investing here and not there. We have a very large district, and part of the challenge that we have when we make decisions about where to invest money is we're putting money into one place, but that means it's not going somewhere else. And why are we making those decisions? We look at equitability across the board, across the district. We look at where the need is. So I encourage you, and I think we've let staff know, Dr. Miranda, we want the Bond Oversight Committee members to ask tough questions, and we want our staff to give them honest answers. So don't sugarcoat it, give them the truth. And that's really important to us as well. So I appreciate that.
Why are we doing this? What's the financing mechanisms? All the pertinent questions that you would have that need to be answered. This group asks them, and there's, like I said, there's a lot of ability and there's a wide range of skill sets on this commission. So that's great. And I'll put in a little plug while I'm here. We're always looking for more members. We could use a few more members. And please, if you're interested in participating in the district in a very important role, it's 4 meetings a year unless we have special meetings. And please come and see Owen Chang and put in an application and get on this committee. We'd welcome additional members.
Thank you for that. Yes, and we always need new members. And again, you don't necessarily have to have a background in finance or construction. Really, what you just have to have is common sense and recognize that these are your tax dollars we're spending and that we're using them wisely and that we're investing in what we said we'd invest in. So thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. All right. This takes us to our action session items for this evening. And we have action session items 6.1 through 6.39. I'm going to go ahead and ask that we pull 6.2 and 6.3 just for separate consideration. But I'll also ask, are there other items that board members wish to pull for separate consideration? No? Oh.
That,
Oh, that was
that
removed
was
from, yes.
removed from the agenda.
When we, yes,
Yeah.
removed from the agenda. Yep. Okay. Thank you, though. Thank you for the clarification, Board Member Haro. Yes, 6.33 was removed from the agenda. Any other items for separate consideration, questions, comments? Okay. So what we'll do at this time is I will ask for a motion to approve items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.2 and 6.3. Okay, motion. Thank you. Motion by Board Member Ibarra, second by Board Member Fuentes. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, it is so ordered. All right, that takes us to item 6.2. I will ask if there is a motion to approve the adoption of resolution, board member compensation for missed meeting for Board Member Thorian Ojeda.
I'll move.
We have a second? Great. I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes and a second by Board Member Ibarra. Any questions, any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstain.
So approved with Board Member Thorian Ojeda abstaining. Item 6.3, this is approval of remuneration increase for the Board of Education pursuant to Assembly Bill AB 1390, an act to amend Section 1090 and 35-120 of the Ed Code related to public school governance. I'm going to go ahead and I did request that it be pulled just for a quick overview. Dr. Miranda, if you'll please just give us a quick rundown on, it's a relatively unique item, an important one, of course, and one that was just recently passed by the state of California and approved, signed by the governor. So I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Miranda.
Thank you, Board President. What I'm going to be presenting tonight to the school board is just a collection of slides that provides an overview of Assembly Bill 1390, which was, as you stated already, was signed into law. Actually, it was signed October 11th of 2025 of this year. And what it does, it revises the monthly compensation for board members, for school districts, county boards of education to account really for the inflation increases, workload, and this says, marking really the first time in 40 years this has happened. So you'll see in the slides coming up tabular comparisons of current and monthly thresholds based on ADA, and I'll go over those, and then also just some comparison in terms of salaries, comparing annual salaries and monthly compensation amounts for some elected officials in our areas. Since our district serves 6 cities, we thought it'd be a good idea for the board to see those comparisons in Colton and surrounding cities. So let me provide a little bit of context here. This slide really talks about the governor signing into law on October 11, 2025. Again, as I stated earlier, revising the monthly compensation levels for all board members, school districts, county boards of education. This law goes into effect effective January 1st of 2026. Really, the fundamental reason for revising the compensation levels is the reflection and the impact on inflation and also the increasing workloads for school boards today. Their time commitment associated with serving governing boards, special board meetings outside. It's not just 2 board meetings that they attend to, but it's constant meetings and special board meetings that our board attends on a regular basis. So there's a real good justification that from California School Boards Association, and of course signed by the governor, that revises these thresholds, and which again, as I said earlier, hasn't been updated in 40 years. Some key provisions that I probably would like to go over, or not probably, but I'd like to go over is when you look at the composition of members of the city or county boards, governing boards, the provision specifies that they to be between $600 and up to $4,500 per month. And that specific amount of compensation is determined based on the agency's average daily attendance, ADA, for the prior school year. Also want to note that our bylaws, bylaw 9250, concerning remuneration and reimbursement and other benefits, states that each member of the Board of Education may receive the maximum monthly compensation amount is provided by the Education Code 35120. So when we look at thresholds by districts, you see that depending on the ADA range, it varies. The current threshold, for example, school districts less than 150 ADA is can go up to, based on AB 1390, up to 300. Where when we look at our district, our ADA is close to 18,000, so we're between 10,001 to 25,000 students. The current threshold amount is $400, and AB 1390 raises that up to $2,000. And if our district was 25,001 to 60,000, the threshold based on AB 1390 is up to 3,000, and then above 60,000 ADA, you can go up to 4,500. So when we look at also comparing our local electeds, and surrounding local officials, I think it provides some good context in terms of the compensation levels as discussed earlier. And so we looked at the monthly compensation amounts for mayors, council members, and water agency officials in our surrounding cities like Colton, Fontana, Rialto, San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Grand Terrace, and I looked at the median salary. So when you look at mayor, the median monthly salary is close to $3,300 a month, $3,300 a month, and annual salary of close to $40,000. For city councils, when you look at the median monthly salary, it's close to $1,900 with an annual salary of approximately $23,000. And then water agencies, the median salaries go up to about $2,700 with an annual salary of $32,000. So you see the variance there, significant variance, and so that provides some context information for the board tonight on AB 1390. I'd be more than happy to answer any additional questions or.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Miranda, and thank you for doing the research. Obviously, this is in the interest of being transparent and also providing some context. The CSBA has run this bill multiple times, trying to recognize that literally, and when Dr. Miranda says 40 years, he's not being facetious. It's been 40 years since there's been an adjustment. And finally, there was a recognition. It was a bipartisan approved bill in both the Assembly and the Senate. The governor signed it. CSBA sponsored it. And a recognition that it was time to bring this up on par with the other local agencies. So having that as context is helpful, and knowing that really the idea is that the work that we do is no less important than city council members or water board members. I mean, you can argue there's just as big, if not bigger, impact on the future of our communities because we're shaping the lives of our students. But on the surface, I think it's just thankfully a recognition that, there's work that's being done that needs to be recognized, and it's time to bring that up to basically current median, if you will. So, but are there questions or comments, thoughts from board members? Just wanted to make sure that there was any questions answered. This would not go into effect, correct, until January 1st of next year?
That's correct, January 1st of 2026. Yeah.
We're not amending the bylaw stays consistent, which is it puts us at whatever the state says that threshold is. That's where we're going to be. So we're not changing our bylaws. We're just adopting basically the new range that the state approved.
That's absolutely correct. Yep.
I have a quick question. Normally, we don't vote if it involves us getting money, but this is a different case that we can vote on it? I mean, obviously, so I was just curious.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is for the Board of Education to take action.
It is, yeah, it's that because only the board can adopt the compensation. So you're right, it's one of the unique cases where good question, though. Good. Any other questions or comments? No? Okay. Well, with that, then I'd be happy to move the item for approval and ask if there's a second. Okay, a second by Board Member Fuentes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, it is so ordered. That concludes our action session items. And that takes us to administrative reports. I wanted to ask, are there any questions on items 7.1 through 7.6? 6 of our reports? No questions? Okay. Well, that takes to 7.7, our facilities update. I believe we do have an update. Director Chang, I'll invite you to the podium.
Good evening, Board President Flores, board members.
You might need this one.
Oh, thank you. All right. Superintendent Miranda, members of the audience. Name is Owen Chang, Facility Director. Tonight, I want to thank you for the opportunity to provide an update on some of our facility project. And it's been a couple months since I've been up to give an update to the board. Certainly has been a busy year so far. I've been talking to my wife. I think I say this every month. I can't believe it's almost toward the end of 2025. I was just getting used to 2025, and now to get used to 2026 in a few months. But yeah, some of the projects come to a close. We have other great, exciting projects coming online, and our team are excited to continue to carry out some of the vision of the board and district leadership, and as we continue to make improvements to our facilities for our staff and students. Oops. All right. Apologize. All right. First up, I want to provide board update. Starting off is the Bloomington High School varsity baseball field improvements. We have reached substantial completion for the renovation of the varsity baseball field. The scope of work includes the installation of new synthetic infield, as well as the field lighting, as well as the public address system. All right, these are some of the additional photos. In early October, making some pretty decent progress on the field. You can see it's a really nice, beautiful field. It's even better when you see it in person. And so really hope that the students will find more opportunity and time to spend and practice and less time on maintaining the field. All right. And the softball field also received a complete facelift with a new field, backstop, dugouts, bullpen, a PA system, as well as bleachers. So both projects, the varsity baseball and softball renovation, the totals, it's a $4.9 million investment was made possible partly due to the $1.8 million of federal ARPA funding. That's provided by Supervisor Baca Jr. With the remaining contribution from district bond funds and other miscellaneous sources. We hope our scholar athletes will enjoy this for great facility improvements for the many years to come. All right, up next is Grand Terrace High School, shade shelter, and another much needed improvements. This was actually made possible with some donation by the Revon Energy Group. They donated $200,000 to allow us to make this into reality. This essentially, this funding allows us to provide a 4 kind of medium-sized shade shelter for the Grand Terrace High School campus. So that was done recently over the past couple of months. All right, next up, Colton High School. So pleased to announce that the construction for the field lighting for the both JV and varsity baseball, softball field have commenced, and schedule is started earlier this month, and it's supposed to last hopefully aiming for completion in March of 2026. So scope work includes, as I mentioned, LED lighting for both the JV and varsity baseball and softball field. So with the addition, all 3 of the comprehensive high school will have field lighting for baseball and softball field, achieving some of the district board's goal of creating equity for the various sports programs. Next up, field lighting in what we call mini pitch soccer field improvements at Joe Baca Middle School. That project came to a conclusion as well recently. This is again $1.7 million of investment for the Joe Baca. And again, this was made possible by $1.15 million of ARPA federal grant that was allocated by Supervisor Baca Jr., plus additional of a discretionary fund of $250,000, again by Supervisor Baca Jr., and $300,000 of contribution from the Extended Learning Opportunity Program grant. Again, this much needed improvements consisting of the LED field lighting. We also provided decomposed granite walking, running track, as well as a mini pitch soccer field and basketball court. So just a little side note, this is a mini pitch system. It's somewhat new around the area. Actually, we have the distinction of having the first system installed in the San Bernardino area. I was told the closest one is in the Pico Rivera, Pico Park. So I guess we get that little distinction to claim the first one in the installation in the San Bernardino area. Actually, Dr. Miranda and I were out there at Joe Baca, and yeah, I think you weren't doing too bad. You're gonna. Yeah. I wouldn't call you Stephen Curry, but you made some 3-pointers. But yeah, and, one of my favorite parts. Yeah, we had we had gotten some feedback from the students, and they not only enjoyed the mini pitch, but they also really enjoyed the track and walking track and running track. So that was the best part of the whole project, and really seeing the reaction to how much they really enjoy the improvements that's been provided for them. All right, moving on, at Terrace Hill Middle School, we have a substantial completion. That is in the early phase of construction. Again, this is a $22 million investment for that campus. We have new classroom buildings scheduled or designed, have new toilet building, have new Think Together classroom building, a new multi-purpose pavilion with the rendering showing up the upper right. We also have a new campus-wide PA intercom system, new campus-wide fire alarm system, provide some new additional lunch shelter, and also as well as a new accessible ramp between the main campus to the locker room and pavilion area. Again, this is early stages of construction. It's about 18 months. We're about 3 months in. Continue to make some good progress. Everything's on budget, on schedule. Again, this is a great improvements that we can't wait to deliver to the campus. I know this is particularly the pool area. I think Dr. Miranda has been talking about for several years, and about what to do with the abandoned pool that's been unused for probably over a decade, and we're really happy to be able to make it happen. So, all right, next is the TK classroom addition interim housing that was completed right at the beginning of the school year. Again, this is addition of 5 new TK kindergarten classroom building with new playground, expanded parking lot, and new basketball courts. Again, this project was made possible mainly with a state matching grant that we received. As you can see, we received majority of the funding we received from state grant in $4 million, with a balance of the district contribution. These are some additional slides. The playground area. I did an unofficial survey of the kids to see how they like the playground. I think I got pretty much unanimous thumbs up. So that was pretty cool. All right. Moving on. Wilson Elementary. Again, we're making substantial investment at that campus as well by adding a new 4 TK classroom and kinder classroom building, new playground, addition of bus drop-off area, parking off 8th Street, as well as student drop-off. And we also are doing part of the project, much needed improvements, a window replacement at all the permanent buildings, permanent both admin and classroom building. Again, this project duration is about 400 days, about 100 days in, about 300 days remaining, making really good progress. You can see, if some of you may drive by, you can see some of the vertical constructions are starting with wood framing and that's going to continue for the next couple months. All right, moving to the Grand Terrace area, we are again adding another substantial, quite a lot of work happening at that campus. This is the 8.7 million of construction activity ongoing, which includes the addition of 2 new TK classroom buildings. We have also for the lower grade level, a new playground structure, as well as replacement of upper and lower grade play level structure. This site is quite challenging site. It's a bit smaller than our typical elementary site. I know many are familiar with the campus in terms of vehicle circulation, pedestrian circulation can be quite challenging, especially during a drop-off and pickup at times. So we're hoping some of the improvements that we're making with the expansion of staff parking, new bus drop-up and parents drop-off will help to alleviate some of the challenges that the parents experience on a daily basis. All right, and then special daycare class. This is actually a county program, a building. It's paid for 100% by Sunbury County Office of Education. This is 2 special day classroom at Colton High School, right adjacent to the Culinary Arts Building. You can see we designed it to integrate nicely with the CTE building. That project is coming to a conclusion as well, and we're happy to be able to deliver, working with the county to deliver that project to the community. I just want to give the board a quick update on the Measure BB. As Mr. Michael, still here, I mentioned, we had a successful bond sale earlier this week. And, you know, in addition to the market conditions, you know, our favorable credit rating, which is underpinned by our stable financial reserve, strong management and leadership decision, by strong district leadership, made our bond quite attractive to investors. And because of the extensive amount of interest that we have from the various investors, we're able to reduce some of the interest rate offer. And I think maybe, Mike, I'll let you provide a board update, if you want.
Good evening, Mike Williams, financial advisor for the district on the bond issue. As Owen said and Dr. Miranda too earlier, we had the bond sale yesterday for the district, and basically what happens is we have discussions with the underwriters about how they're going to slice up the loan. So the district borrowed $150 million, and basically what happens is that different investors are interested in different maturities. Maybe some want to only invest for 1 year, and we had other bonds that were going to mature in 2055, so that's 30 years. And so what we have to do is the underwriters assign interest rates to each of those slices of the bonds. And then yesterday morning, they released this and started taking orders. So we thought we were, you know, pretty aggressive as far as trying to get the interest rates as low as possible, right? So to protect the taxpayers and keep the tax rate down. But immediately we saw just a really strong demand. We had 62 individual investors. Some of the names like the Vanguard, people know about the Vanguard funds, the bond fund. They put in an order for over 114 million of the $150 million bonds. Because there was so much demand, there was actually orders for like $1.2 billion, and the bond issue was 151. So my job is to, you know, kind of squeeze the underwriters and say, hey, we need to lower the yields, you know, if we've got all this demand. And as Owen said, we got to reduce the yield and save like an additional $3 million over what we were hopeful to get. But there was a very strong demand. And the other thing we did is Owen and I and Greg had a discussion with Dr. Miranda a couple of months ago about ways that we could improve our chances of getting, more interest in the bonds. And what we did is the district solicited requests for proposals from several other underwriters. So initially, like the bond issue last year, we had one underwriter for about $30 million. Well, we hired 2 other firms, and if you have other firms working together, they're basically competing to solicit orders. And the more underwriters you have out there looking for investors, then you get the demand like we did. So Dr. Miranda gave us the go-ahead. Yeah, do whatever you can to drive the rates down. And as Owen also said, when we go out for a bond issue, we get a rating just like you guys get a FICO score if you're going to buy a car, you're going to buy a house or something like that. And they ask a lot of tough questions, and your staff just, came across very knowledgeable, answered all the questions, and also some of the issues that affect your credit rating is what was your initial budget and how did you perform, And your performance is great. You have a great staff, knowledgeable people, plenty of experience. Dr. Miranda's been here for a long time, but they also ask questions about the board. Do you get pushback from the board on certain things? And, the answer was no. The board is, on board. We make recommendations on what the budget should be. So all that together, works out to make a good result for the district. One other thing I'd like to say, of course, you want to know, well, we sold our bonds. Well, how did we do against other districts? And so compared to 2 other districts that have issued bonds recently, the Hermosa Beach City School District, you did better than they did, and they have a higher credit rating than you do, slightly better. And also the Santa Barbara Community College, you did much better on some of the maturity. So you have something to be really proud of, because this was an excellent result, and you've got great staff. So that's all I'm going to say. Unless you have any other questions about like the bond sale or the process.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to thank Mike and leading his team and provide the guidance for us and really looking out for the best interest of the district. So, all right, just a little quick summary in terms of the next steps, milestones. Since the last presentation, July 17th, and receiving board approval to do bond issuance, as well as the identify the 47 priority project with the first round of proceeds. Staff proceeded to conduct various planning activities, which include procurement of various professional services, such as DSA inspection services. We have some requests for qualification for some building trade partners, lease-back procurement contractors. And this month, we're scheduled to release some for design build services, as well as architectural and other various professional services. We're also looking at staff. We're going to be quite busy for quite some time, which is a good problem to have. So we're also looking at our staffing and project and so forth, see how we're able to manage to deliver the project on schedule. Again, just a quick summary update on the Measure BB projects. So we have about 12 projects out of 47 that are currently underway. This just gives a quick summary. Under the conceptual design and planning phase, we have about 7 projects underway, various projects from replacement at least portable with permanent classroom buildings to PA intercom upgrade at various campuses, as well as the Grand Terrace High School CTE classroom building that we've been working with architects and we're trying to pursue about $6 million state match for that program. We have 3 projects currently in DSA for review and approval, as well as 2 projects, Colton High School baseball field lighting that I updated the board earlier, as well as the Terrace Hill Middle School project PA intercom system upgrade that's currently under construction. And that concludes my update. Open up for any questions.
Thank you, Director Chang, for that. Questions from board members, comments? Please, Board Member Haro.
I just have one. Everything looks great. It's great to see that we're moving along here and doing a lot of great things for our schools. Terrace Hills Middle School, that looks fabulous. That looks going to be wonderful. And same thing when we do Colton Middle School, the same thing. They're upstairs, that campus has always been like the strangest campus to me, with having the admin building upstairs. So we're going to be moving it downstairs where it should have been a long time ago. What are we doing with that, those buildings up there? How are we going to utilize them as classrooms, or what are we going to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, we're going to, a couple of things. About 2/3 of the building we're going to convert to classrooms. And then the north end, we're going to convert that into a staff workroom lounge, so they don't have to travel between different levels, so. Yeah, you're welcome.
Other comments or questions? See,
Yeah,
Board
just
Member
a
Flores,
question.
please.
I recently visited Grimes Elementary School and got to see the new classrooms for the TK classrooms. Now, is that model the same at other schools, like Grand Terrace Elementary?
Yes, yeah, actually, Grand Terrace Elementary, yeah, we're using the same type of building, actually the same building manufacturer. We kind of bid it out at the same time to get kind of economy of scale, is also consistent in design. So that is the same type of building that we have, and also the size and design at Grand Terrace Elementary, as well as the new Terrace View TK classroom that we plan for that campus as well.
So what I saw is a well-thought-out classroom model that is conducive to great instruction and for, children's well-being. So I really like them, so thank you.
Please, Board Member Ibarra.
Thank you, Dan. Cone High School. I was talking to our superintendent earlier today, and there's been a lot of concern with a lot of the community relative to the tennis courts there at Cone High. And I was wondering at maybe the next update that we can get some kind of report of what the district is going to prepare to do to resurface it, provide the stands, or what are we going to do with the tennis courts, so that the board, if we get approached by community members, we're more familiar with what we can tell them. And because I know that there's some concern out there, which also includes my tax lady, so I'll throw that in there too. And when I see her, I want to have an answer. No, because me and Frank talked earlier, and I think it would be something that I'd like to see what our plan is for Cone High School on that. Okay, thank you.
Just on that note, because you can give us, there's work actually going to be done this month. So I've toured it with Principal Abbott. There are massive cracks. I mean, just to be honest, we're not able to play on our tennis courts, but there's repairs coming this month, Owen, correct?
Yes, that's right. That's correct. Maintenance Operation Director David Bell, he's been working on it for the past couple months. There's a procurement process that go through. Sometimes it's a little bit laborious, and so we do have a contractor on board that specializes in tennis courts repairs, and so that's going to start, I believe, next week. And then, so we're going to monitor and how it performs. And so, yeah, that'll probably take about 4 weeks. It'll be scheduled to be done before the start of the boys' tennis season.
So we'll be visually being able to see something working toward the resolution there at the courts, making sure that it's ready for play, so to
Yes,
speak.
definitely. Yes.
Good, good.
Yeah, we're also working on bleachers so that there's seating for families to see the games, and also an aspect of it that we want to ensure is the safety, because some of the games occur when school's happening because of the late release time for high school. So we're working on that piece too. Principal Abbott's involved with the process, as well as Greg, Owen, David Bell. So we have a team that's working on it. You're going to start seeing definitely some results. And I think when season starts in spring, girls will be able to play on it, and they'll have a beautiful, beautiful playing surface. That's our ultimate goal. So it's happening now.
Is any of it going to infringe upon the softball field? Are we going to grow beyond the boundaries of our tennis courts?
Not.
Including the,
Boundary.
including the seating?
Yes, including seating. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just want to have a visual. Thank you.
Other questions, comments? Yeah, please, Board Member Fuentes.
And I'm going to go off of what Board Member Bertha said. So the new buildings, the TK buildings at Grimes and the ones at Grand Terrace, are they the new modular, the new modular buildings, or they're not?
Yes, they're the modular building. They have a concrete slab. It's not the wood floor that bounces. They're very solid and robust and with concrete foundations, and so it should last quite a while.
Good, good. We don't want those portables anymore.
More permanent than a temporary portable, right? Great. All right. Thank you, Owen, for that. We appreciate it. There's a lot of work happening, obviously, around the district, so a lot on your plate, but it's all good stuff. So we appreciate you staying on top of it, and looking forward to the next presentations on the progress. So great. Thank you. Excellent. All right. Next on the agenda is our ACE update. Do we have an update? No update tonight? Okay. CSEA. Do we have a rep from CSEA? No update? All right. Thank you for that. MAC update. MAC, no update today? Okay. ROP. No meeting. Oh, next week meeting. All right. So we'll get an update the next board meeting. So we'll turn it over to Dr. Miranda for our superintendent's communique.
All right. Thank you, Board President. Again, good evening, everybody. Hopefully you guys out there are still awake out there. It's early, right? The time change. I know it's affected some of us here. I do, first slide, I do want to talk about bus safety. And I do remember as a kid riding the bus from Colmar Park to Suva Intermediate. So we know bus safety is so important. Just wanted to, first slide, there we go. Safety does matter for sure. You know, we have an incredible partnership with the Colton Police Department, and our safety and security just works hand in hand with them. And recently, they had a bus safety enforcement operation looking at morning and afternoon bus runs. So it's really a huge collaborative effort to ensure that our kids are safe, and we address community concerns about driver compliance with California Vehicle Code requirements. You guys see the signs when a school bus stop arm is extended, red lights are flashing. So we've been working with the Colton Police Department to stay steadfast in commitment to ensure that this is happening and their students are safe and that our community is safe. So we're working closely with them and being proactive, ensure that people are educated based on traffic safety. So all these operations that are happening focus not only on enforcement, also raising public awareness and strengthening relationships between law enforcement. And so, you know, we work with not just Colton Police Department, but the sheriffs and also Rialto PD. And so we have great relationships. So the initiative, I'll add, supports our district's ongoing safe routes and student safety programs, which reinforce our shared commitment to, again, providing safe and secure travel for all our students to and from school. So a special thank you to our transportation department and safety and security teams, as well as our Colton PD for their dedication to our student safety and community partnership. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. We do work hard to ensure our students are safe to and from school. Next slide, please. So recently, the CRIROP ROP Council Roadshows, and guess they're currently underway. I do want to thank Jessica Garcia. She's back there representing CRIROP this evening. She's the chief business official for CRIROP. Jessica, you didn't think I saw you back there, but I just want to thank you for being here this evening from CRIROP. So the CRIROP Council Roadshows, these are annual events that provide middle school and high school counselors with valuable updates on career technology education, opportunities, and ROP programs available to our students. So CRIROP district staff visit each high school, offering site-specific updates and facilitating student-led tours that give counselors a firsthand to look at the exceptional CTE pathways and classrooms in action. And we have some amazing CTE programs at our high schools. So this week, Colton High School hosted its roadshow on Tuesday. Bloomington High School will hold this session on November 10th from 9 to 11, and then followed by Grand Terrace High School November 18th from 9 to 11. And they are just incredible opportunities. Again, so thank you to CRIROP. Thank you, Jessica, and also Superintendent Dr. Engel and our CTE teams for organizing these meaningful and informative events that highlight the outstanding work that's happening in Colton. And then last, definitely but not least, we're getting, we're almost in the holiday season, right? So giving and generosity is huge. So I want to thank our student services team. They're hosting the 15th annual jacket drive. So we're just proud of the jacket drive and all the efforts that ensures that every student stays warm during the winter months. It doesn't feel like winter in California, though. I know it's going to get cold, I hope. But there are a lot of needs in our district for students that need jackets. So donations of new or gently used jackets can be dropped off at Student Services, $850. Jackets will be distributed to students in need before winter break, with sizes ranging from preschool all the way from preschool to 12th grade. So the drive is going to continue and end through November 21st. So please consider donating a jacket to help make a difference for our CJUSD students this season. Thank you, Dr. Ortiz and your team, Student Services, for leading this important initiative and to show our community how much we care about them. And we really appreciate the generosity from every single one. Thank you for that. So with that, that's my communique this evening, Board President, so back to you.
Thank you for that, Dr. Miranda. We appreciate it. All right, board member comments. We'll begin this evening with Board Member Haro.
Yes, I just have two things tonight that I want to mention. I just want to congratulate, I know that you mentioned about the Concert Roadshow, but I want to congratulate Colton High School. They were the first one for this season. And Ms. Fregoso always does such a wonderful job of organizing it for Colton High School. The student ambassadors, they were amazing. They were amazing. They got a lot of kudos from everybody in attendance for their professionalism and keeping us on task and getting to the next classroom to be able to stay on time. So I want to, I know Dr. Miranda mentioned Monday the 10th is at Bloomington High School, and the 18th it's at Grand Terrace High School. And I just want to encourage, I know that Mr. Ibarra and myself and are on the CRIROP board, as well as Israel is an alternate, but I want to encourage our non-board member, our regular board members, however you want to say, not the CRIROP board members on our board, but to attend one of these if you have time, because even though we represent CRIROP, it's really important for you to see what these students are learning in those classrooms, because you'll have even a better appreciation for what CRIROP is and what we're doing for these students. The comments from a lot of the kids were just amazing to hear the difference we're making in their lives. Many of these students who are doing CRIROP classes, they are also taking classes through the San Bernardino Valley College or RCC that are working together with the class they're taking at Colton High School. So it's really, I just think it's a really, if you have the time to see what they're doing and what we're doing with CRIROP, it's really, really important. And you will be amazed when you see, when you're walking in there and kids, they're teaching welding to the kids and you're seeing the different things they're doing. And just the other thing I had that I wanted to say was I want to thank Mike Williams and I want to thank Katie and Patty if she's listening for everything they did with the Apple Foundation. My daughter was a 2007 graduate of Bloomington High School, and she was a recipient. And boy, did she need it, because she chose to go to USD, which is a private school. So she needed that scholarship. And so I thank you for that. But I also, just everything, I will not miss sitting out there waiting for the hole-in-one all day. Because I always remember, we always got stuck with that. Or if we didn't do it ourselves, we had to find somebody to help you out to do it. So yeah, I won't miss that part of it. But I know it was a lot of work to put on that golf tournament, but everybody that participated in always just were so generous to our students, and just, we're changing over, and that's, change is good, but it's always, you want to be grateful for what started it all. So I just wanted you to know how grateful I was as a parent and as a board member. So that's it.
Member Haro. Board Member Fuentes.
Thank you, Board President. Just want to share a couple of things. I was out DJing the trunk or treat for Smith Tech. They were out there. It was fun to see all the kids and families out there grabbing candy and eating tacos and all that great stuff and listening to some good music. So I had the opportunity to DJ that. Also DJed the career and college event at Colton High School. And that was fun also. That was a great time out there with the kids. They got to grab some good information. There was a lot of great information out there for them. Had the opportunity to hang with the kids out there that day. Also, I just want to thank everybody for everything that you're doing, what you're doing, and what you will be doing, because it's a hard job, but you know something? There's always that point where you're like, yes, I love what I do. And I do love what I do. Today, I'll share this, I'll share this real quick. Today, I teach a couple of courses up at Juvenile Hall up in Apple Valley, and I do also out here at Central Juvenile Hall. And today, 2 of my students that have been incarcerated for 5 years got their AA degree today. And so to me, I congratulated them. They were a little bit like, but I congratulated them, and I told them, you need to continue doing what you're doing. And while you're in here, you have a lot of time to continue on to the next, which is the BA. And if you want a master's degree, go do whatever you can while you're here, because you are making right decisions now. The opportunity is now. When you get out in the real world, and we talked about emotions, and we talked about wellness, and we talked about being out in the real world, I told them a lot of them have been incarcerated for 3 or 4 years already, and a lot of things have changed. And some of them are still not going to be let go until 4 or 5 years from now. And I think there was one that said 11 months, and he can't wait to get out. But education, I told him, education is the key to your success. It's the key to you getting better, getting back up on your feet, and becoming someone in our community. And I was so proud of these 2 young men. They made a mistake, because I tell them, I'm not here to point fingers at anybody or to tell you what to do, but just to give you some advice and to help you understand what things are and how things are in the real world. Same thing with our students. Students need to understand that in the real world, we had to learn to work in that real world. And 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole different thing. So giving them those opportunities is what we do every day. When we sit in that classroom, when we walk into that classroom, and it could be the teacher, could be the person that cleans the halls, the person that feeds the students, it could be anyone that works with students, because like we've said, it takes a village. But if we don't teach them correctly, they're going to come back and burn it. That's the end of that quote. But we do what we do every day, and I want to thank you for what you do every day, because you will always have the hard-headed ones, and I have them in my class. I have the hard-headed ones that really don't want anything to do with Mr. Fuentes, but I tell them, I'm hoping that you're listening and you're taking some of this, because when you get out there, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be challenges. And I always tell them to talk about positive affirmations. And so what we do every time we start our class and every time we end the class, they repeat after me and we say, I will challenge myself to do better and I will succeed. And these kids are learning now. They automatically now, after 5 weeks, they come into the class and the first thing they do, and it sounds like a beautiful choir, they repeat that positive affirmation. Our students, like we saw today, the students from Slover, the football team, all these students are the future of our country, of our cities, our communities. And as President Flores was telling them, earlier, they're going to be the future. They're going to be the future. And so I love them. We all do. Let's continue doing what we're doing each and every day. And I'm going to end on this. I want to congratulate my daughter, who is now a certified nurse's aide. Took the certification, the state certification, and passed on November 4th. And Mija, if you're listening, congratulations. Daddy loves you. Have a great one.
Great. Thank you, Board Member Fuentes. Board Member Bertha Flores.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to visit 2 school sites this past week, Grimes Elementary School and Joe Baca Middle School. Those are our pride and joy with our dual immersion. And Grimes is the first dual immersion school that we had in our district. And I remember, that when it opened, and here we are. The kids are graduating with their biliteracy seal. So again, those are, we're very proud of these schools. I want to specify that when I went in, Dr. Peterson and I went to Grimes Elementary School. We walked through classrooms. We saw excellent instruction. We saw teachers, doing a great job and students engaged. But Dr. Servin offered us more than just a walkthrough. She provided us with a good understanding of her literacy program and how the pieces fit together. She also shared the specific instructional programs that she has, especially for the kids that need that little extra push, that need that support. And also the professional learning that her teachers are getting and how they work together to strengthen their program. So it was a very enlightening and it was really, really, I was proud of, as I walked out, it's like, Dr. Peterson and I said, okay, this school is in great hands. And we call our principals, but they are instructional leaders. And Dr. Servin, you're an example of an instructional leader, as we have, our other instructional leaders as well. So thank you for the visits. And the next thing I want to say is I want to thank Katie and Mike also, and Patty Frost. We now have, you've passed the baton, and we have tomorrow's Leaders Foundation. And gosh, what we can do with that now that we have it, I'm a board member of this organization, what we can do for our students, next June, our hope is to provide as many students as possible with a scholarship. The first year, I think we gave $500 scholarships. This past year, we gave $1,000 scholarships. So what a joy it would be for us as staff, teachers, classified, to just, give as, a monthly, deduction to provide our students with what they need, with the scholarships they need. So I personally love giving, especially to this organization, because they're our kids. I'm not sending it off somewhere. They are our kids. We have that award ceremony that'll be, I think, in Bloomington High School this year. Let's give them, the scholarships they deserve. So thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Board Member Flores. Board Member Thorino-Heda.
Thank you. Mr. Fromm got up tonight and talked about the celebrations that we have at each and one of our meetings. And it's wonderful to have our students here, our high schools, and tonight seeing all of the kids here for their coach. And we meet the needs of so many of our kids, but we have a group of kids that are still not making it for some reason. And part of that reason, I think, started with COVID, when kids realized that they don't have to go to school all the time. And I know that each and every one of our principals on the sites are working very hard to get kids to school each and every day. But we still, I know, have kids that are missing a lot of school. I'm asking tonight if we could have a presentation from Student Services about the SARB process, how we deal with it, attendance, and from the very first time they're missing, and what the process that we go through, and what do we do when they're SARBed? You know, how long does that go on? And what can we do to get kids to come to school, to get the attention of families that aren't sending their kids to school? Sometimes, as I found out when I was working, sometimes there's a real problem in the family that the school can intervene and help. But if we don't know about it, we can't fix it. And these kids need a future, and a lot of these kids, it's going on year after year. So I'm asking if we could have a presentation, the board approved that, so that we as a board understand what happens at the school, how hard our principals and everyone is working, and how we can work to get families to get more kids to school, because it is mandatory. Is that something that we could work on and have soon? Because, and I'd also like to know the number of SARTs at the school levels and the number of SARBs and how many SARBs we've taken to another level. Is that possible?
Absolutely. So what we would need is simply a consensus from the majority of the board to add that to a future agenda. I'm seeing a lot of nodding heads, and certainly an important topic. So I would say certainly yes. And if we could add to that, Dr. Miranda, I was fortunate enough to participate in a presentation today at San Bernardino City Unified's brand new Welcome Center, which, if you haven't been there, it is a monolith of a building. It is gorgeous. But it was from their in-house GIS expert who showed GIS mapping of their districts, and one of the overlays was the hotspots around attendance or, lack thereof. And so they could even see, based on mapping, clusters of neighborhoods, clusters of schools, obviously, but where in the community do we see these hotspots when it comes to low attendance or absenteeism? So again, I'm not sure to what degree we have access to the level of GIS mapping and data to that extent, but certainly schools and where we have these hotspots, so we can better understand what it is that may be the hindrance to getting kids to schools. It's not just necessarily mom and dad don't want to take me to school. There could be other issues at play: transportation, access to transportation, health, et cetera. So anyway, that's something that would be really interesting if we can include in that.
Absolutely. We will plan it out and bring something to the board. Yeah, we'll definitely work on it. Right, Dr. Ortiz? There you go. Okay.
Our favorite topic.
And I too want to say thank you to Katie and Mike and Patty Frost. I came to the district and hadn't heard of Apple scholarships, and I remember the golf tournaments and how I didn't want to play. But I know there's a lot of work that was involved in that, and just your dedication to that on all people, and what it did for kids and families. Very grateful that our district has done things like that, and I'm thankful for the people like you give your heart and soul, because I know it took a lot of work, and I do appreciate that. And I mean, I too am excited about where we're headed for that with our new foundation, to make it even applicable to more boys and girls having an opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Board Member Thorino Ojeda. And Board Member Ibarra.
I'd like to begin also by congratulating and thanking Katie, Mike, and Patty, who's not here, for their participation in the Apple Foundation. We as a district, over the years that I've been participating here, have been very, very fortunate to encounter wonderful individuals who really, truly care about the students' welfare, well-being, and education here at Cone Joint Unified School District. I can't say enough about what you've done to make a lot of dreams come true. And with your hard work and your effort, and it just went a long way for many families, many students that have been very, very successful over all these years. So like my colleagues have mentioned, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because each and every one of you are truly special people. And we here at Cone Joint Unified School District have been very, very fortunate to be amongst many special people who have done many wonderful things for our students. And that's one of the things that Mr. Fromm had mentioned earlier, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, that this is a great place to be part of, and this is a great place to be as an employee, as a student, and as a community member, and for me as a board member for the years that I've served. So for all those that are here, I can't say enough of thank yous to each and every one of you for your daily efforts toward our district, but mainly toward each and every one of our students, because with every student contact that you have, you become an excellent memory for them. And I know that that all of us as individuals can name at least one teacher, one individual that has been an impact in our lives through education. And I could only say that each and every one of you have probably impacted at least quite a few number of people over the years. And that's something that's incredible. So to Mike, Katie, Patty, everyone said it here, including at the dais up here and everywhere. You know, I just want to say thank you, and keep up the good work, because this is something that is just incredible what we've been able to create here at Cone Joint Unified School District over the years, and it's just growing and with you know, without stop. So once again, just thank you for that. I also want to say thank you to our nutrition department for their continued efforts in working together with our farming industries. That says a whole lot of what the dedication that we have toward the need for our students to have a healthy breakfasts and healthy lunches. Unless you have had the experience of going without, and I'm not saying who has and who hasn't, you know, being able to provide this service goes a long way for many, many of our students. I hear it from parents. I get thanked at grocery stores, Dollar Tree, other places where they just say that they're so fortunate with what we've been able to do through our nutrition department. So I just want to offer my personal thanks to you and to your workers there at the department, and please pass that on. Tell them that I'm truly thankful for what you guys do on a daily basis, and thank you for your association and your hard work toward bringing our farming industries in, because it's critical now that we work together with outside agencies, because one of the things that I've learned over my career over the years is we can't do it alone. We need to bring in those who want to serve, and I think Cone Joint Unified, nobody does it better than they do, than we do. And one last thing, everybody knows I'm a great supporter of Cone High School football. So I just want to take this opportunity to those who are here and those who are listening to wish Cone High School the best in the first round of playoffs. And hopefully we'll be able to make a nice long run. So to the young men that were here earlier, wish them the best of games tomorrow, and hopefully everything will work out well. The way I look at it, the team they're playing has been averaging 50 points a game, so we're going to be in for a shootout, a nice shootout. So somebody's going to have to win that. They're going to have to outscore. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Dan.
Sure, absolutely.
Just one more thing regarding the Tomorrow's Leaders Foundation. I sit on the board, but I am honored to sit on this board because the other board members are alumni from Colton High School. Colton High School that are very successful in what they're doing, and they take the time and they have the passion to help our students now, the seniors now. And for that, I'm just so honored and proud of them that, as alumni, they want to give back. And I know we have a lot of teachers, principals that are also alumni, and so the feeling, the feeling of pride that we have, and we want our kids to succeed. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you for that, Bertha. Yes, it's really exciting to see. They're getting older. I'm not, but they're getting older. I remember some of them from high school. So I don't have any comments, formal comments tonight, but I do want to take just a moment to acknowledge that we did have a tragedy in our district over the weekend. We did lose a student from Grant Elementary School, 6th grader. The name to my, I don't believe the name has been released, so I'm not going to mention the name, Dr. Miranda, but I would simply ask that you take a moment tonight to pause and pray and send thoughts and prayers certainly to the family and to the Grant Elementary community. The loss of a child in any way, shape, or form is a tragedy, and we can only imagine what the parents and the family are going through at this time, but we'll take a moment of silence here when we adjourn into closed session as well, but please keep the Grant community in your thoughts and prayers. So with that, we will go ahead and take just a moment of silence and then adjourn to our closed session. So please join me in just a brief moment of silence. Thank you. First item on is item 11.1. This is student discipline. There was one student discipline item presented in closed session. Is there a motion to uphold the expulsion order as presented?
So moved.
Okay. Board member, I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes. There's a second? Okay, thank you, Frank. Second by Board Member Ibarra. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, it is so ordered. The board has upheld the expulsion. Make sure I have the correct student number here. The expulsion of, as presented, for student number 1081763. Okay, great. Item 11.2, on a motion by Board Member Fuentes and seconded by Board Member Bertha Flores and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board approved the appointments as presented on the agenda. And that is all that we have for readout. So we are adjourned.